Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Afrofuturism is the cultural movement that intersects music, visual art, literature, politics, science fiction, and of course, technology.
It is a way of seeing Black people thriving and surviving in the future context and being the masters of technology rather than being the tools.
It is the high culture of the African diaspora and how people of African descent operate with agency.
What if, in fact, we thought of the experience of African Americans as not just rigidly historical and connected to slave ships and pyramids, etc.? What if we also added the metaphor of space travel, the metaphors of technology and robotics? Not only would that revise how we remember race, but also it would give us a vision of the future in which Black people played a central and significant part.
How do you know I'm real?
Yes.
I'm not real, I'm just like you.
I guess the very first person I think of for Afrofuturist music, of course, is Sun Ra, because he, was a man from the South, from the Jim Crow South. And he actively remade himself into this wonderful astral being, right?
He is, in one sense, wearing the symbols of the Egyptian god Ra, but he's also articulating himself as being an alien, saying that he's technically from Saturn.
I am Sun Ra, ambassador from the intergalactic regions of the Council of Outer Space.
He was trying to explain why he had this sense of otherness on this particular planet. And yet simultaneously, he felt this almost spiritual connection to really helping and transforming the earth.
You don't exist in this society. If you did, your people wouldn't be seeking equal rights. You're not real. If you were, you'd have some status among the nations of the world. So we're both myths. I do not come to you as a reality. I come to you as the myth.
We have to admit that there is this kind of burden of historical consciousness that people of color, particularly Black people, carry, right? Whether it's the histories of trauma, the histories of white supremacy, the current realities of violence and white supremacy. And so Afrofuturism allows a revising of that historical burden, but in a way that's more accessible, creative, and innovative as younger people want to transform how we see Black people, how we see Black possibilities.
It's defining history for ourselves or recontextualizing what happened in the past. Your imagination is either in the service of your own interest or somebody else's. I'm a big fan of Stacey Robinson as a visual artist. He said you have to be able to show people the future before you explain it to them sometimes. And so through his art, he visually demonstrates what this possible future might look like.
The cultural shift is happening, and that is an amalgamation of Afrofuturist ideas coming to fruition.
Jordan Peele's Get Out, which opened up a whole lot of doors for people to have these conversations in art.
Black Panther really brought this vision and this ideology into the forefront. Lovecraft Country. If you want to know visually what Afrofuturism represents, watch that show.
Definitely Janelle Monáe. She kind of does a remix of what Sun Ra did.
It shifted the consciousness on how Blackness is viewed in society.
When I found out that Carnegie Hall was interested in doing a citywide festival on Afrofuturism, I was so excited. What was once on the outskirts of society as now so fascinating, so intriguing, and so powerful that it has reached the mainstream of society.
This is Carnegie Hall getting ahead of the game. Afrofuturism is still undefined, meaning it's still quite energetic and quite powerful.
Audiences should look forward to being transformed. They should look forward to feeling both a deeper sense of self and a sense of being connected to a larger universe.
It's going to be a constellation of ideas and concepts, not only from music, but art, education, philosophy, and literature.
It's not about legitimizing, it's about collaboration, this unification of cultures, man. It's going to take Carnegie Hall into a whole different place. So this cultural exchange that's about to happen, it's really magical, man. It's a powerful time. It's a powerful time.